Hello, this is my first ever video review of anything, I've been moved to review these cycling shoes I bought, having been cycling for 30 odd years, these are the first cycling shoes I've bought which can accommodate my ridiculous hobbit feet, really wide feet. I generally live in barefoot shoes. If I'm not at work, I'll wear nothing on my feet. I like to be barefoot as much as possible, and it sort of promotes good foot health. As in toes that can do this and not be all crushed like this. So natural foot movement does not go well with cycling shoes, or most of the cycling shoes on the market, which seem to be designed for people who've got knives for feet, and they're more like torture devices than comfortable shoes. So anyway, moving swiftly on, the CX241 from Lake. I bought them in a wide. I normally wear, depending on the shoe, a 9 to 9.5. Some brands I'm a 43, some brands I'm a 44 of shoe, that is. Got the Lake shoes in a 44, and they're perfect. Use their online sizing guide and measuring guide. Have a look at that before you order a pair, and I found that it's on the money. It gives me the nice and fitted without being too tight, and plenty of room at the toe end. I've still got a good thumb width at the end for my foot to swell. Right, the shoes themselves, if you're not aware of them, let's have a look at those. So this is actually, I think, this is your foot measurement, not the shoe measurement. That's how I worked it out off of their size chart. You measure your foot, add 5 mil. You fall somewhere in between these two numbers, and this will be your size. Self-explanatory. Anyway, CX241 in a wide. Let's look at the shoe. They're a bit stormtroopery. I like that. I do like that. I think that's really cool. I think they look brilliant. They're made of a lovely soft leather. Really soft, straight out of the box. And you can see, this is especially bad luck, isn't it? Shoes on the table. Let's not do that. Let's leave them here. Hopefully you can see them okay. So we'll just look at one because they're both the same. So, lovely soft leather. Good quality stitching all over, and you've got a twin boa system. Just give me a little all the way around, and underneath, carbon sole, lovely rigid carbon fibre sole, obviously for SPD SL, so no good for regular SPDs. It's got to be the SL. Now, what's unique about this shoe? You might be thinking, well, it doesn't look very wide. The toe box, how's my foot going to fit in there? But the is this twin boa and the independent movement of the upper. So if I just open these up, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in here, but there's like a fine mesh underneath, which is, it's almost got like a thin, it's like a thin sponge on the inside, which is all holed, as you can see those holes, like a Swiss cheese. That's like a thin sponge, and that rests up against your foot. It's then got this mesh over the top of that, and then obviously the soft leather flap over the top of that. So you can tailor the fit exactly to your foot. So because my feet are really wide across here, there's this part, which is where I struggle the most. Up here, and my heel is fine, but personally I have really wide feet across here. I don't have a bunion on my big toe. I have what's called a tailor bunion on the little toe. So the outside of the shoe here, I always find after maybe 10, 15, 20 miles, I start to get like a red pressure. I'm talking about a warm pressure pain on my foot here. And in the past I've taken to cutting open my shoes here. Shimano wide fit, for example, I had to cut open the shoe here using a razor blade, just cut some slices into it just to create some give in the upper. That worked for me. Didn't look pretty, but it worked. Whereas these, you can either leave this completely undone, and as you can see, that the shoe would then go very wide indeed, and just to accommodate your foot. You could even unhook this boa system at the front here and just have it loose. You know, take up the slack with the dial, but then don't have the cable running through this front piece, and that would then allow this to open up as well at the front. So the shoe, you can individually tailor it. You can clamp it down tight here, or you can have it loose up here. You can clamp it down tight here, or have it loose here, or whatever works for you. What's also nice is the last itself. What I mean by last, if you don't know, is the last is the shape of the sole. And Lake have actually made a wider last. If you look on their website, you can see all of the lasts, all of the sole shapes that they use. And this is based on the competition last, which is the thing that's the widest one they do. And so some companies just use more material in the upper. They use the same last in their normal and their wide shoe, but just add more material on the top, which is no good really. Whereas Lake actually create a bigger last for the wide shoe. I think Bont is another brand that does similar. Yeah, so that's really great. So you've got the base of the shoe itself, where your foot presses down onto as you're cycling, and you know, where you're driving all the pressure into is wide enough to take your foot, as well as the upper being wide as well, and it allows you to tailor make the shoe. And over time, I expect this leather will become even more supple, and they'll be like slippers. They're really comfortable out of the box, I found, before I've even moulded them. The other thing with this shoe is you can mould the heel cup. So you put it in the oven for, I think it's 10 minutes, 100 degrees. Don't quote me on that, but it tells you on the website. And once they're out of the oven, don't forget to take your insoles out before you put them in the oven. Get them out of the oven, put the insole back in, push your heel back into the shoe, and then there's these plates here, and the heel cup itself. Here you can pinch this so that it grabs your foot, and you can adjust the heel cup as well by squeezing it, and it becomes like soft aluminium, and that should stay in place and grip your heel lovely. Anyway, I'm running on. So that is the LAKE CX241 in wide. Very nice looking shoe. With the mesh padding to help take up your foot shape. Hope that's helped some of you. Any questions? Yeah, ask me. I got these from Richard at Salt Dog Cycling. Really great guy, really helpful guy. Can't recommend him enough. When I ordered these from his online shop, he actually called me and just discussed them with me, made sure that they were right for my personal needs. You just don't get that kind of service nowadays, really, from these big online companies. And his price was great as well. So if you want a set of these, I would definitely speak to Richard at Salt Dog Cycling first, before you give your money to some big chain store. Great guy, and I'm sure he'll sort you out. And they arrived lightning quick as well, literally next day. So you can't ask fairer than that. So yeah, Richard Salt Dog Cycling, great guy. LAKE CX241, my unicorn shoe. I don't think I'll ever go to anything else now. I found the one that fits. So there you go. Hope that helps.